and welcome to another edition of the Photographica Podcast. And in this recording, I'll be reading my latest piece, which is appearing in Black+White Photography Magazine, issue 191, I believe, and the subject is On Cameras. I submitted a list of potential titles for subjects that I could write on in the magazine to Elizabeth Roberts, the editor at Black+White Photography, without ever really thinking about what it would take to write any of them. And for somebody with very little experience of regular magazine writing, that monthly treadmill or sort of factory of printing and thinking and writing is really pretty daunting. So what were, on the face of it, very easy titles and very interesting titles to me, has actually become much more of a challenge, and a great challenge at that, because, of course, when you need to write about a subject, which is actually going to be read and actually going to be published in a magazine which is printed and distributed all over the world, and which people with great experience and intelligence will read, you really, really need to get your thoughts straight, and you really need to know what you think about something. So it's a really great and exciting opportunity to find out what I really think about the things that we all talk about. And I hope that if you've been listening to these recordings, or if you've indeed read any of the articles in the magazine, that you won't hesitate to get in touch with me and pull me up on anything that you disagree with. Let me know if you agree with anything, or that you'd like to add something to what I've said, or you just want to add something that I may have missed in writing an 800 to 1,000 word essay. I'm constantly learning. I'm, as you can tell, totally fascinated with photography and all its aspects. And the more I learn, the happier I am. So please don't hesitate to get in touch with me through the Photographica website, or through my website, flowphotographic.com, which is the website dedicated to my printing business, where I provide printing services to photographers, museums, galleries all over the world. So I look forward to hearing from you. You can get in touch with me at alex@flowphotographic.com. Or you can get in touch with me at my Twitter @Schneiderman331, and any number of other routes of communication which you can find to get in touch with me. A transcript of this podcast is available in the program notes to the podcast and on the Photographica Podcast website. So without further ado, I give you edition 191 of Black+White Photography Magazine's Thinking Photography column, On Cameras. The development of camera and lens technology has allowed for such things as telephoto and wide lenses, increased light sensitivity, and faster shutter speeds. These have all meant that we can take pictures where we couldn't before, and so the camera has attained almost a sense of its own personhood. This quality accorded to cameras is wrong and unthinking. A camera must be subservient to its user master. To fix an image through means of the entrapment of light alone needs a lens to act as transceiver, linked in a particular way to a mechanism which converts the eternal into the ephemeral. Think of the continuous stream of light that pours through a lens, and then imagine the opening and closing of the shutter as it grabs a moment of that light. In this way, a camera is a space-time slicing machine. Now cameras have features such as being able to shoot movies and post-focus cameras such as Lightro that allow us to throw focus and depth of field about without recourse to the laws of physics, so it seems. But the essential function of a camera remains the same, to render the infinite finite. Camera design closely follows leading-edge technology. Today's camera phone is the distant descendant of the development of 18th century lens-making technology, which in turn led to the invention and wide use of the camera obscura. Portable film plate cameras followed, and then the conversion of 35mm movie film to stills cameras by Oscar Barnack led us to the present-day high-achieving techno wonders such as the Sony A-series. We take pictures to freeze time and show we were here, and that hasn't changed since Niepce, Daguerre and Fox-Talbot first fixed an image on a portable substrate. Imagine what it was like to record real life for the first time. Lartigue pushed the boundaries of what was possible with camera technology in the early 20th century, and the gains we have made since haven't changed the essential facts of the medium as laid down by Niepce and all. What matters in a camera is how it enables us to act as conduit between the chaos of the real world, extracting, either on purpose or by happenstance, those artifacts that we wish to save for ourselves and others. The camera that allows you to do that is the one you should use. Araki says that the best camera is the one he has with him. McCullen says that a camera is like a toothbrush, it does the job. Ernst Haas says, like a Schmeicher, no photographer should ever attribute his or her success to the instrument they use, but, correctly, many have credited their apparatus as having contributed along the way. This accreditation is important because it describes the nature of the relationship between a photographer and their camera. The camera is an adjunct to the eye, and the eye is an adjunct to the mind. In this way, the hand and the rest of the photographer's body acts in service to the camera-eye-mind paradigm. Indeed, the center of the creative act is the union of this tripart constellation. The moment of release is the moment of catharsis, as the tension built up around this union of physics and metaphysics, perception and sensation, has to find some kind of resolution. To use a camera well, we need to be clear about the nature of our relationship with it, yet at the same time it is preferable that we are not conscious of it. We need to know the camera so well we can unknow it, and that is to say, take it for granted, as we do our hands or our feet. Protons may stream into the glass, but attention flows outward, and we are nothing in the universe if we are not attentive to it. The nature of our existence in the cosmos is predicated on our attention to it, and not the other way round. The act of creation is an outward-bound, active impulse, not, as some may see it, a passive act of allowing existence to come in. The act of photography is the act of synthesis in which the nature of human attention passes into the world through the lens. What is important to understand is that the world does not come into the lens. Rather, the photographer flows out into the world through the medium of his camera. Where a camera is concerned, light comes in, but in the case of human attention, it is humanity that flows out. Equipment doesn't have life unless we give it. In this way, we are masters of the mechanical. Any perversion of this relationship comes at the cost of originality and feeds the banal and derivative. There is no standard test of truth that can be applied to photography or any art form, but there is a discernible truth in the way we engage with the world through our cameras. No matter how much technology, no matter how much money is spent, whether film is used or not, there is one mutable dynamic at the heart of the creative process, the nature of the relationship between human and camera, a relationship which allows the photographer to blur the lines between the physics of the external and the secrets of the internal. And that is made possible by only one thing: you.